Extending from Earth like an invisible shield is the planet's magnetic field. Created by the churn of Earth's core, this field is important for everyday life. It shields the planet from solar particles, it provides a basis for navigation, and it might have played an important role in the evolution of life on Earth. But the bad news is that the Earth's magnetosphere has weakened by 15% over the last 200 years. And it is still going that way. What would happen if Earth's magnetic field disappeared tomorrow? Can it have drastic consequences for humanity and all life on Earth, or the whole face of humanity will change? Let's find out. Our magnetic field just not give us beautiful auroras, it keeps us alive. Cosmic rays in the solar wind are harmful to life on Earth, and without the protection of our magnetosphere, our planet would be constantly bombarded by a stream of deadly particles. Earth's magnetic field serves to deflect most of the solar wind, whose charged particles would otherwise strip away the ozone layer that protects the Earth from harmful ultraviolet radiation. It protects us from solar winds and excess radiation, as it could be potentially dangerous to humans and animals alike. The effects of cosmic rays on the body can be pretty terrifying. The disappearance of magnetic field probably wouldn't be utterly catastrophic for life, but there would be a much higher radiation dosage on the ground without a magnetic field. There is little evidence that past magnetic field variations have impacted life on Earth. Still, the magnetic field has undoubtedly shaped Earth's surface, helping to keep the planet's fragile atmosphere from being blown into space by the relentless force of the solar wind. A magnetic field is not crucial for having an atmosphere. Venus has no magnetic field and has a massive atmosphere. But it certainly acts as an additional protective layer. Mars, which used to have a magnetic field, but lost it some 4 billion years ago, has had its atmosphere almost entirely stripped away. The magnetic field extends several tens of thousands of kilometers into space, protecting the Earth from the charged particles of the solar wind and cosmic rays that would otherwise strip away the upper atmosphere. Perhaps the most horrifying effect of losing Earth's magnetic field might be losing the air we breathe. And the solar wind would once again be the culprit. The sun's natural wind is so powerful that it can easily rip gases out of a planet's atmosphere until there is little gas left at all. In fact, this likely happened to Mars. Mars was probably once a lot like Earth, with oceans of water and a thick atmosphere. But unlike our planet, its magnetic field disappeared billions of years ago. The atmosphere was left totally unprotected, causing it to be ripped away into space. Once its atmospheric pressure dropped low enough, its water began to evaporate until it too was taken by the solar wind. It is quite possible that without our geomagnetic field, our atmosphere, our oceans, and life on Earth could suffer the same terrible fate. The Earth's magnetic field is generated in the fluid outer core by a self-exciting dynamo process. Electrical currents flowing in the slowly moving molten iron generate the magnetic field. With loss of magnetic field, solar flares will dive deep into the Earth's atmosphere. Intense solar flares release very high-energy particles that can cause radiation poisoning to humans, similar to low-energy radiation from nuclear blasts. Human health is one issue, but without a geomagnetic field, our technology would also be at risk. Satellites can, and do suffer damage from solar storms, and without Earth's magnetic field, every electronic device could be exposed to high-energy particles from cosmic rays in the solar wind. In fact, solar activity has caused such problems before. In 1989, a massive solar flare, an eruption of superheated plasma from the surface of the Sun, slammed into Earth's magnetosphere and knocked out electricity in Quebec, Canada. The power grid for the entire province went offline for 12 hours, and other nearby regions scrambled to keep their grids working. Some satellites suffered damage, as their delicate electronics simply weren't designed to handle a huge solar storm, and many tumbled out of control for hours after the flare struck. On another hand, Earth's magnetic field is also known to provide some creatures like pigeons, whales and many more with a sense of orientation to find their way during their migrations. Magnetic field is vital for human survival. We can suffer a lot without Earth's magnetic field, especially the damage posed by a sudden intense solar flare.